Welcome to my crib with my sweet Mike. Come on in my office. Come on in. I'm Jack Landry. I teach at Cape Fear Community College for the last 20 years, and I predominantly teach acting for the camera. I teach a couple other things. I teach a storytelling class and theater preach, directing every once in a while. My day's pretty wide open. I teach 5 classes here, and then I also teach at UNCW. That's sort of my day. Is usually in this black box, or in our little what we call the fishbowl. I'm usually in my classroom most of the day. If not, I'm in my office working on stuff for the next class or answering emails. 1, 2, 3. Was that a hand, or is that sort of? And Ty tried to run away today. We're gonna grab you two then, and we'll just jump right in.
I would say charismatic, I guess, or spontaneous. He is very out there, I guess, a lot of the times, and he talks in circles sometimes, but at the end of the day, he gets to the main point, and when you really get to, like, I guess, the meat of his class, and the material, he's just a great teacher.
When I was young, like real young, I would do community theater. I grew up in East Tennessee and Knoxville, and did a lot of stuff as a kid, normal, I'm in this musical or whatever. There's less musicals, I guess, but some, but whatever was going on, and then enjoyed that as a kid. And my dad is an actor, and he had a television show for 30 years on the local NBC affiliate in Knoxville. Basically, a show that kind of celebrated the national park, the Great Smoky Mountains, and for their bicentennial, and it was supposed to be a 1-year gig, and he ended up doing it for 30 years. But because he had this show, every once in a while he'd always need like an actor kid if I was free labor, I think. So I grew up around that, if that makes sense, and then I kind of got into theater and stuff. And then when I was 15, there was a show, a CBS show that filmed in the mountains in Knoxville, and I was lucky enough to get cast in that. It was called Christie. And then I did a couple things along the way after that, and a lot of them in Wilmington when I was younger, and then that kind of parlayed into other stuff, if that makes sense. And then I went to the College of Charleston for theater in 96, that's how old I am. And then when I graduated in 2000, I was in Charleston for a little bit and had my own little walking tour company for a brief period. And then I went to grad school at Penn State for acting a little later, and then got married. And then came down here in 2005 for a show called Surface that Jonas Pate directed. And then kind of stuck around for stuff. And then Wilmington's had sort of ebbs and flows. And I came maybe in a flow, and then stuck around to teach here since 2005. And 2 kids later, the rest is history. And now I've been here 20 years. Sounds weird out loud.